Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome along to FBP Live episode 9. I'm Chantal Brodrick, host of the Fitness Business Podcast, and I put up my Christmas tree yesterday, so I decided why not do today's show from in front of my Christmas tree. Why not? So I wanted to get started today with 2 shout outs, and the first one is to Daniel Neary, and it's Daniel's birthday today. So happy birthday, Daniel. Now, he was a guest with us on show 116 where he gave us his top 11 books that every fitness professional should read. Good morning, JT. And so big shout out to Daniel and a very happy birthday to you. And also a shout out to Christine Thalwitz. It is also her birthday today. And she was a guest way back. I'm going to check my notes. Hang on. She was with us on show 27. So that was back in 2015, a long time ago. So very happy birthday to you, Christine. And when she was on the show, she was talking to us about how to connect with your customers using charitable initiatives. So if you haven't listened to that one, go back and check it out. So guys, I hope you had a sensational weekend. Hopefully you are starting to do the Christmas thing too. It's getting to that time of year and it's incredibly exciting. I feel like we're coming to the end of what has been a huge 2017. So I would love to know, I was thinking about the shows that we did during November, and there were some really big shows in there because we had all of the Casey Conrad sales stuff going on, and plus we had our regular weekly shows. And I would love to know what your favorite show was throughout November. The one that I think really impacted me the most was Michael Stelzner. I just cannot go past that show because for me, that information, I mean, first of all, from a download perspective, it just went nuts. So thank you so much to everyone that downloaded it. I hope that you all found it was really valuable for your businesses. But to me, the real standout about that Michael Stelzner interview was, first of all, obviously him talking about the importance of everyone getting on and doing exactly what I'm doing. So either using Instagram or using Facebook to do live feeds to your community. And then the second thing that he talked about, which I thought was so important, was that Facebook Watch platform. And I pretty much, every time I've spoken, oh, that was Matrix, one of my fur babies. Everyone that I've spoken to over the last couple of weeks about this show hadn't really heard about the Facebook Watch platform, and you know, it's on the way, it's coming up soon. Let me just take that off my screen. Oops, hang on. I've got my phone perched on a, this is what happens when you're live. Hang on. I'm going to try not move. That's better. Okay. So Facebook Watch platform is something that we all should be aware of. He talked about the series that he's doing called The Journey. If you haven't checked out The Journey, then make sure you do check it out. But during that interview, he talks all about Facebook Watch, and we talk about how you could potentially use it as a fitness professional in your business and why you need to know about it now to get yourself organized and sorted for 2018. So that's why that was kind of my big standout show for November. But I would love to know what show you guys enjoyed the most and what you got out of it, what you learned or what you took away or what you implemented into your business as a result of one of the November shows. So that's really exciting. Now, I told you that I was going to give you a bit of a preview of what's coming up during December. I still can't believe it's December, but I want to tell you about the shows that are coming up. First and foremost, the current show that is live right now is with Scott Gillespie from Soccer, Sport and Fitness. It's an In the Trenches interview, and what that means is that we get into really specific detail about a particular promotion. It's a 90-day program that he runs within the club. Now, this is a program that basically his club have worked on over years. They have gotten really specific on the detail of it, on how to make it successful. And morning, Ryan, thanks for joining us. And he goes into a huge amount of detail. And so the reason that I really encourage you to listen to this is because if you or your club are thinking about running a member promotion, whether it be a 30, 60, 90-day program, whatever it might be, I guarantee you will learn something from Scott's years of experience and how they've actually put that program together within their club. So that was last week's show. It was show 140, featuring Scott Gillespie from Soccer, Sport and Fitness. Now, coming up up this week, this Wednesday, which comes out on December the 6th, we have the beautiful, wonderful, talented Marissa Hoff from Stevenson Fitness coming on the show. Now, I actually caught up with Marissa at Club Industry. So she was speaking at Club Industry, and what happened was I found out that she was speaking on how to use, I'm going to get the exact title right, how to use Facebook to generate leads for your fitness business. And pretty much as soon as I found out that that's what she was talking about, I thought, yep, we have got to get her on the show to talk about exactly the same topic. So coming out this Wednesday, Marissa is going to be coming on to speak about how to generate leads using Facebook for your fitness business. Now, what's really interesting and what I love about this interview is right at the very end, because we were in the same room together, which very rarely happens because we're at Club Industry together, and we kind of finished the interview and then we kept talking, and Marissa started telling me about this particular little Facebook hack, I like to call it, of how you can actually ensure that the people who follow your page actually see the posts that you put up. Now, I don't know about you, but it's definitely a struggle that we have with the show, and that is we have this fantastic community of followers, and we know that we've got heaps of followers and likes on the page, but the way that Facebook is nowadays, without paying to actually reach people, sometimes it's actually really hard to get your posts in front of your followers. So she has this really, really good method of ensuring that people that follow your page actually see your organic posts. So make sure that you listen out to that one. It's coming up this week, show 141 featuring Marissa Hoff, and it's coming up this coming Wednesday. Now, next week, any of you guys that follow the show or follow me personally on Instagram or have heard me speak at any events throughout this year, you will know that I'm been a little bit obsessed with a book called Key Person of Influence. Now, interestingly enough, earlier on I mentioned I was wishing Daniel Neary a happy birthday, and Daniel's the one that introduced me to this book originally. A Key Person of Influence is written by an Australian author who now is based in the UK, and finally, it's been my dream all year to be able to interview Daniel Priestley, the author of this book, and I finally had the chance to interview him about 2 weeks ago. And I am so excited to be able to bring you this interview. So coming out next week, I've got Daniel Priestley on the show, and he's talking about how to be a key person of influence in the fitness industry. And it's phenomenal. And he talks us through what the 5 key steps are. We talk about book publishing. So if actually publishing a book is something that's of interest to you, we kind of touch on that subject as well. He gets really specific into the fitness area, as in we talk about how you can specifically apply the KPI principles to become a key person of influence in fitness. So that's going to be huge, and that comes out next Wednesday, the 13th of December. You can probably tell I'm really, really excited about that one. So that's coming up really soon. Then after that, the final week in December, although I might sort of sneak in a little bonus show around Christmas time, but after Daniel, we've also got Blair McHaney, a name that's probably familiar to a lot of you, but I also met up with Blair at Club Industry Show in October of this year. We had a chat about innovation in the fitness industry, so that's going to be a really interesting one coming up as well, and that comes out on the 20th of December. So it's not quite time to put down the pen and paper yet. There's still some really good episodes coming up before the end of the year. So that's to look forward to. Now, going back to my original question that I was asking earlier on, if you missed it, and that is, I'd love to know what your favorite show was in November. I was telling you that that I absolutely love the Michael Stelzner show. I'd love to know which show, bearing in mind we had all those Casey Conrad sales specials and our regular weekly shows. So I'd love to know what your favorite show was and what you learnt from that show, or what you've been able to implement into your business. Do you like my cheat sheet today? My little note sheets, it's hot pink today. I've gone for my favorite color. Okay, other bits and pieces. Now, in the promo for today's show, you might have seen that I wrote a little message, which was, I want to know if you can help me get this particular guest for next year. So you may or may not know, I can't remember if I mentioned this to you guys before, but I actually have a hit list of guests that I really, really want to get on the show. And this person has been at the top of my hit list for a very, very long time now. And she's not easy to get hold of. So I thought, you guys have got contacts all over the world, so maybe you can help me out. And the person that I really want to get on the show in 2018 is Melanie Whelan, the CEO of SoulCycle. SoulCycle's gone through some big changes. They've just introduced Soul Annex recently, and I think it would be so interesting and fascinating to speak to Melanie and hear about the customer feedback that they gained in order to adapt the business as they have done. So I'm just going to put it out there, guys. If you're watching this, whether it's live or whether it's in a replay, and you know Melanie, or you know someone who knows Melanie or has a contact at SoulCycle, then help me out. I really want to get her on the show next year. So, hey, Adrian, thanks so much. You might be able to help me. So, guys, my big request to all of you is, if you know Melanie Whelan, if you've got a contact, if you know someone who knows her, connect me, please, because I'd really love to get her on the show next year. Now, speaking about 2018, far out, we've got some really, really cool guests coming your way next year. What we've been doing is, you might have, if you're on our subscriber list, you would have got an email probably about 4 weeks ago where we reached out and said, okay, what topics do you want to know about in 2018? And I want to say thank you so much to everyone that sent in their feedback on what topics you want to know about. And I appreciate how specific you were, because that really helps us engaging what the best possible content is for you. So we've taken all of that feedback, and I invite you to keep telling me. So keep telling me what you want to know more about, because we honestly use that to sculpt the content for the show. We use that to sculpt who we go after for interviews. And next year, you know, in the past, we have very much focused on, you know, the who it is that we're interviewing. Next year, I'm really putting a lot of energy into the topics that we focus on, and making sure that we are answering questions that you specifically want help in within your fitness business. So please continue to give us feedback, even right now in the comments. If there's a topic that you're struggling with right now, if there's a challenge within your business, anything at all, then let me know. Because, as I said, that really helps us with sculpting that content for you guys for next year. Okay, so Melanie Whelan done. Now, if you're a regular listener of the show, or if you follow the Facebook page, you'll know that our 2017 Santa Sack is open. Quite appropriate given my setting here today. And the 2017 Santa Sack is basically an online virtual Santa Sack where you can go in and check it out. It's at fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/Santa Sack, and on there's a whole lot of products and services and discounts and offers from all of our partners of the show, plus a whole lot of industry suppliers. It's international, it's not exclusive to Australia by any means, so make sure that you jump on and check that out. So again, it's fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/Santa Sack. Now, what else is happening? Man, I feel like it's been such a busy couple of weeks. There's so much to tell you guys about. So I just got back from New Zealand. You probably saw some of the photos, and I had the amazing opportunity to do two things. Well, there's three things kind of. So the first thing was, we had our FBP family meetup in the morning, which was so beautiful, because for those of you that have visited New Zealand, my goodness, it's a beautiful place. And we walked, a group of us walked from the conference venue down the road, down to this gorgeous lake. We went for about 45 minutes, which is what we do with the FBP meetup walks. Got to meet the most amazing people and hear the most incredible stories. Shout out to Eliza and to Stefan, and to just everyone that came along to that walk, to Exercise New Zealand guys that came along, to the reps guys that came along. So thank you so much for joining us, because it was just it was a really beautiful opportunity to do some networking before the conference. So we had the meetup. Then at lunchtime, I was lucky enough to host the Women in Leadership luncheon, which was really fantastic. I met some incredible and inspiring women, and we had some beautiful women join us in the actual event as well. So shout out to everyone that came along and joined us for that. And then at the night, in the evening, we had the New Zealand Exercise Industry Awards, and that was just incredible because some of the stories of the nominees and the winners were so inspiring. And I know that regardless of where we are around the world, we have beautiful, inspiring stories from so many of the fitness businesses out there and the personal trainers out there. And it was an absolute privilege to be a part of that event, to meet the winners, to meet the nominees, to hear about the stories, and to hear about the impact that so many of those people have had on the lives of people in their community. So a big congratulations to all of the nominees and all of the winners from the New Zealand Exercise Industry Awards. Now, speaking of conferences, our next FBP meetup is happening at URSA. I'm so excited. So if you're coming along to URSA, I want you to give me a thumbs up, a big yes, anything at all. Tell me that you're going to be there in 2018. We're heading to San Diego, which I'm really, really excited about. And we've got our FBP family meetup. Let me double check the event. It is on March 21st at 6 a.m. Ryan, Adrian, I'd love to know if you guys are going to be there. I'd love to see if you're coming along. So we're going to be in San Diego for URSA. FBP Family Meetup is happening. This event is getting bigger and better every single time that we do it. So I really invite you guys to come along. We're going to have our podcast partners there. We're going to have lots of listeners of the show there. So come and join us. We do a 45-minute walk in the local area. It's a really fantastic way to start the day and to meet new people before the conference even gets started. So that's March the 21st for the URSA conference, and it's happening in San Diego. Okay, let me make sure that I have crossed everything off the list now. I think I have Sanasak we've done, URSA we've done. I think that's everything. So guys, don't forget, if you're watching this as a replay, a couple of bits and pieces, let me know what your favorite show was for November. I would love to hear. Let me know if you've got any specific guest or topic requests for 2018. Yes, we've already started recording for January and February, but we have, you know, another 10 months after that. So I would love to know who you would love on the show and what topics you want us to chat about. Don't forget the Sanasak at fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/Sanasak.